Greetings everyone, Black Witch Diary here with another video. Thank you for clicking on this video. Please hit the subscribe button below. Now before I get into the juicy topic of today's video, I just wanted to cover a couple of things. The first thing being my 2023 calendar. I wanted to show you guys a physical copy in this video so you can see it for yourself. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Took me, I cannot express how long it took to make this bastard thing. It was the bane of my life for months, and I'm so glad that it is done and now available for you guys to get hold of. This is actually someone's order, so Marissa, I'm so sorry that I have delayed posting this to you because I wanted a physical copy to show in my video. I will get it shipped literally as soon as I'm done. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys my new baby and remind you that the year is almost up. So get your hands on this while you still can. I was actually going to film this video later today because I am filming a video later, a podcast to be precise, with the Order of Chaos, and so I was gonna say, oh, I'll just film this video after I do that, because then I'll be in like a flow to film the video. But I just got too occupied in my mind about this topic today. I'm not going to go into it just yet. I've got another thing I want to say, which was one, I will be doing another podcast with the Order of Chaos later. So I will link his channel down below, and he is also opening a mystery school which you can now sign up to, and I will be teaching some lessons on there. So I highly suggest that. I've looked at the curriculum and it looks amazing. I will be teaching a few lessons on there, mainly covering hexing and cursing, so take a look at that. I will also link that in the description, and I'm just super excited to be a part of that project. Okay, so on to the topic of this video. Get the rest of my vape smoke out. Balenciaga, I mean, who doesn't know about this by now? The purpose of today's video is to react to some of the absolute horse shit that I've seen online relating Balenciaga to, basically blaming the whole Balenciaga fuck up on occultism and Satanism, and just, you know, like, demons are always the scapegoat, always the fucking scapegoat for shit like this. So yeah, I've seen a lot on YouTube, on TikTok, and yeah, I want to react to some of the wild claims that people are making. But before I get into that, I want to stress how much this video is not in defense of Balenciaga at all. In fact, it's the complete opposite. This video is me reiterating the fact that people need to place humanity's evil and fuck-ups on humanity and not on some higher being. Because I say this a lot, humanity are perfectly capable of the worst evil without the influence of something demonic. When it comes to the Balenciaga deep dives that, you know, I see on TikTok and I see on YouTube, a lot of it I get behind. You know, what they did with that shoot, not okay. It's seedy, it's fucking weird. I'm not gonna go into those aspects of, I don't even want to call it conspiracy theory, because a lot of it is just too real to even be considered as a conspiracy theory anymore. I just want to say, a lot of it I do get behind, but there's other parts where people are reaching, and that's the stuff I want to talk about. Like, you know, if you want to know, you know, if you haven't done any of these deep dives into Balenciaga, then go for it, but I'm not going to be covering that info in this video. This is not a Balenciaga deep dive. This is calling out where people are just fucking reaching, and standing up for my own belief system, essentially, because I have the right to do that. So I'll be putting in the video the videos that I'm reacting to. So I was in the bath earlier, and I tend to watch a bit of YouTube while I'm in the bath, and I had Blair White's video come up as a suggested video for me to watch. And I saw that her video was about Balenciaga, so I thought, okay, I'll watch this. And I thought I was watching this, I was thinking, oh, we're doing so well. She hasn't mentioned any reference to Satanism, to the occult at all. I'm like, we're doing so good here, we're sticking to the facts. You know, we're calling out. She's really amazing at calling people out where they're wrong, okay? And I actually really liked her video, but it was just, there's literally about 2 minutes of it where I had an issue, and I was like, okay, Blair, let's talk about this.
To dark imagery. I'm a fan of metal music, which often features dark imagery in their album covers, music videos, songs, etc. I'm someone who enjoys horror movies. I'm not someone that sees a scary image and is like, oh my god, this is the devil. However, the same way that I can observe when people who believe in God are acting out their belief in God in their decisions and in their business, is the same way I can look at someone who believes in Satan. And
okay. For me to support her point there, okay, what I think she is saying is she can see how people use their belief in God to support good and their belief in Satan to support something evil. That is what I'm hearing there, because, you know, if you research into religion and, you know, if you are on the left-hand path and you are an occultist and this is something you've researched, you know that how much we reject a dualistic belief system, and that, you know, it's not a case of God is good, the devil is evil, okay? In my opinion, there's a whole lot of fucking evil in the Bible. So, and I feel like she wouldn't be saying the same thing if this was talking about a terrorist attack in the name of Islam, in the name of Allah, because that wouldn't be right. That would be Islamophobia, okay? So this is where I struggle, because it's a case of like, if this Balenciaga shoot had the same sexualization of children but featured crucifixes or people dressed up as priests, okay, people would be thinking, this doesn't align with Christianity, when in fact there are hundreds of thousands of cases of child abuse in the church and molestation, okay? But you know, people would be really fucking confused by it. But as soon as it's like dark imagery, they're like, oh yeah, that fits, when it doesn't. You know, this, if you read satanic, Luciferian, occult literature, there's nothing in there saying anything about fucking putting kids in like you know, some kind of weird fucking ritual, okay? It's just like Islamic extremists using Islam to, you know, as their narrative, as an excuse to commit an atrocity, okay? It doesn't say, you know, Muslims will you know, genuine Muslims will say, you know, they're not real Muslims because they're not fucking real Muslims, you know? Just like these people aren't genuine Satanists, because it doesn't align with what we're about. So this is what I think she's saying. I think instead of saying you know, people use God to wait, what did she say? She said
believes in Satan. People who believe in God are acting out their belief in God.
People who believe in God are acting out their belief in God, and people who believe in the devil are acting out their belief in the devil. What she's really saying here is that people who act out their belief in good and people who act out their belief in evil. That is what she's saying here, because the devil is not synonymous. The devil, Satan, is not synonymous with evil, just as God, the Christian God, is not synonymous with good.
Believes in Satan and is acting out that belief and that loyalty, right? One cannot exist without the other. I don't necessarily believe in demons, at least in the literal sense. However, that doesn't mean other people don't. And it's very clear that there are people who are evil. I mean, this is, you don't have...
Again, linking demons to evil.
I mean, you don't have to believe in God or the devil to admit there are people working in the interests of God and the devil.
Assuming that the interest of the devil is bad. If we consider the devil as Lucifer, the interest of the devil, to me, is about free will, independence, self-elevation, apotheosis, okay? There's nothing, you know, when I am working in interest of Lucifer, I'm not committing atrocities. I'm neither are the thousands of other fucking Luciferians in the world, okay? And the thing is, I can't blame her for, and I can't blame a lot of people for having this stance on it, because we are, in Western society, so Abrahamically conditioned. So you can't blame people for, because it's no one's fault that they, you know, it's been passed down for centuries. So it's, while I get angry when people have this stance, I can't really, this plant is like in my hair. When I get angry about, you know, people taking this stance on things, I kind of think like, I can't blame you, because there was once a time where I was still Abrahamically conditioned. You know, if I was watching this shit when I was 12 years old, I'd be fucking terrified. I'd be behind it. I'd be like, yeah, fuck me. This is like, you know, this is some dark demonic shit right here.
There are examples upon examples of Satanism, occult imagery seen in Balenciaga ads. There's one ad in particular where there's a special, unique Balenciaga bridge, 2 A's to spell out Balenciaga rather than 1. And if you enter Bale in Ciaga in Google Translate, guess what it says? It says Bale is the king.
Do not start with me about this fucking tape situation, okay? This is like the bit that like gets me the most, okay? This is the bit that boils my fucking blood. Let's look at a photo of this tape right now, okay? So you can see that in this image of the tape, they're saying that it says Baal, okay? But all I can see is A-A-L-E. It's a fucking reach. And they're like, well, why is there 2 A's? They wouldn't spell their brand name wrong. It's where the tape is cut, you moron. And then they go onto this Google Translate. It's like, oh, Latin to English. Balenciaga, Baal is the king. Oh wow, look at this amazing connection I've made. I'm so fucking smart. And it's like everyone in my comment section on TikTok is reiterating this same bullshit as if they came up with it. I'm like, sorry, you know, are you fluent in Latin? No, you've watched a conspiracy theory video on TikTok and been like, yep, that's a fact. Google Translate, that's never fucking wrong, is it? Come on. And I've actually had bilingual people who are fluent in Latin in my comment section saying, actually, no, that isn't what it means. In fact, let me find this comment which actually said what. Fucking hell. There's people who actually speak Latin who have made videos on this, literally just saying that it's not what it means. Someone commented, if you've ever taken a class in Latin, you would know that what you just wrote is incorrect. It's a trend started by those doom speakers on TikTok. One just atted me like, you're in denial, babe, wake up. I'm gonna get into that wake up shit in a minute, because that is my number one fucking pet peeve about this conspiracy woke fucking community on the internet right now. But I'm gonna stay on topic. I know some Latin. I have to know some Latin for what I do. It's also, the Latin part wasn't even true, because it would be Baal Rex Est, not Balenciaga, okay? So anyone who's talking about this fucking supposed Latin bullshit, shut up. You are just vomiting out things that you have watched on TikTok. Anyway, back to the rest of Blair's video. So she talks about this tape, references the whole Google Translate thing, just like everyone else has already done. It's like one person said it and everyone was like, I'll use that because that sounds smart and that backs up my narrative. Then so that was pretty much all she said, and then at the end of her video she said the following.
But I will err on the side of these people being evil, satanic pieces of shit.
Evil satanic pieces of shit. Evil pieces of shit. Evil satanic pieces of shit. Again, back to my other point, not synonymous. Satanic and evil, they do not mean the same fucking thing. They're not, you know, if you open an actual fucking thesaurus and you're trying to look for an alternative word for evil to expand your vocabulary, satanic won't be in there. Anyway, that's all I have to speak on when it comes to Blair's video. On the whole, I thought she covered some great points, and she covered how you know, celebrities aren't speaking up on it because obviously they're money motivated and they don't want to lose brand deals, and I think she did a great job in that video. But I'm not dragging her for what she said. I'm literally just correcting the incorrect information, and you know, I can't blame her for you know, saying this stuff, because as I said, people are Abrahamically conditioned, and also people just believe whatever they read on the internet. Okay, so on to the next video that I saw on my TikTok. Also, I just want to put in a screenshot here that when you type in Balenciaga on TikTok, the first recommendation is Balenciaga Satanic. Fuck me.
Balenciaga has too many.
Right, okay, I just gotta stop there. This is not related to the purpose of the video, but I have something called misophonia, and when people make that noise with their mouth, I want to put my head through a door. Ugh, God, I fucking hate it. I can't. It's just not necessary for you to make that fucking noise, God. Anyway.
Balenciaga has two meanings. Meaning number one, when you break up the...
Oh, she keeps doing it as well.
break up the word from Latin to English, it means... Word from...
Yeah, anyway, she's going about the,
king.
Latin. I'm not going to go into Latin reference again, we've already covered that.
It's Baal, that's how you actually pronounce it from Hebrew. Or Baal is how, or Baal is how we Americans pronounce it, is the king. If you don't know who that is a false god that the Bible describes. There were many child sacrifices to this false idol, according to scripture and extra biblical evidence as well. People will worship Baal or Baal through, again, child sacrifice or sexual orgies and many other perverse things. And many other perverse things. Meaning number two. Again, when you break up the word from Latin to English, it means do what you want.
Yeah, then she says when you break up the word from Latin to English, it says do what you want. I also heard another person say it says do what thou will. I think if you're using the same word and breaking it up, it can't have two completely different fucking meanings. Again, you're using Google Translate. Like, I remember studying languages at school, and our teachers literally used to say to us, don't use fucking Google Translate because it's bollocks. It will probably work for like one particular word, like if you want to know what bread means, what bread is in French, especially with a language like Latin, which is, you know, very old. It's just not, it's not reliable. People need to stop using that to back up their point because it just looks stupid.
Why does that matter? Because Satanism teaches you exactly that. Do what you want, do what makes you happy.
Kinda. I mean, within reason. Let me get my satanic Bible out. Where are you? There you are. Let's have a look. Because people seem to think that they know us so fucking well. Let's get our actual literature out that they've never fucking read. Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. Doesn't represent evil. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dream. Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. Satan represents responsibility to the responsible. Funny that. Instead of concern for psychic vampires. Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those who walk on all fours, who, because of his divine spiritual and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of them all. Typical of my fucking camera to run out of battery as soon as I'm trying to make a point. getting to the climax, the orgasm of my argument. Where was I? Here I was, yeah. Satan represents all the so-called sins as they lead to physical, mental and emotional gratification. See, I can see people using that one to fit their narrative, because they'll be like, oh, you can just, you know, abuse children then, because, you know, if that makes you happy. But it doesn't actually fucking say that. And people, humanity is well known to be taking, not that this is a religious text, but religious texts very much out of context, okay? Satan has been the best friend the church's ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years. But you know, if you actually read this book, it's not about doing what you want, you know, whether that's evil or not. Like, you know, there's no support of, you know, anything related to sacrifices. I really recommend that people read this if you are, not if you're even interested in Satanism, but just about just breaking down this kind of bullshit narrative that, you know, this is an evil belief system. It's not. It's actually a very carnal belief system. If we're talking about atheistic Satanism, which the Satanic Bible is. So, you know, nothing in here about necessarily, you know, the term do what thou will, ow, can be taken very much out of context, but you know, people have a real knack for that, you know, taking shit out of context, so I'm not surprised.
Guys, this organization, this company is completely demonic. Just like look at the top artist's Instagram page. Enough said.
I don't know what organization, I'm assuming she's referring to Balenciaga being demonic, but she has a picture in this video of the Satanic Temple, which is atheistic. They don't believe in the supernatural. They don't believe in Satan as a divine being. They don't believe in demons. They don't shut up. They don't believe in anything like that. You know, which is interesting when people are like, you know, oh, you're demonic. They don't believe in demons. They don't. But, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, who am I to say that Balenciaga doesn't use the occult or Satanism for evil? Because you can do that. Just, you can use any religion for evil. But, you know, people just think that Satanism is inherently evil. You can use a lot of things for evil, and maybe that is what they are doing. Do I believe that Satanism is the reason for it? No, I believe that they have some weird fucked up morals and some perverted people working for them. You can use anything for evil, you know? If I pick up a knife, I can butter my toast or I can stab someone, you know? Can use anything for evil. Yeah, who am I to say that they're not using this for evil and that the elite don't use this kind of thing for evil? I know for a fact that celebrities are involved in the occult because I have had celebrities come to me asking for work. They're not asking me to do anything evil, it's more around success and, you know, their career. A lot of people are involved in, it doesn't mean that the celebrities themselves are an occultist, they just want a bit of help. All I can say is that me, as a Luciferian witch, and I can speak for the other Luciferian satanic left-hand path witches that I know, none of this aligns with what we stand for, none of this aligns with our literature, none of this is what we are about. And then the people are like, oh well, obviously you would defend Balenciaga, which I'm not defending Balenciaga. Well, obviously you would defend it. Yeah, I am defending demons because they are my gods, okay? So obviously I'm going to defend them just like you would defend your god. You can't get at me for defending my beliefs. Obviously, it's what I fucking live for. I'm gonna defend it. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling. So let me move on to the next video, which is a video I actually made a response to where, you know, this is where I kind of got myself involved in this shitstorm. Yeah, she goes into the... I'm not talking about the Google Translate or the tape again because it pisses me off. Yeah, then she talks about Baal.
And who is Baal, or Baal, however you say it? He is an ancient god mentioned in the Bible that demands child sacrifices in exchange for riches. Pause to read.
The principal pillars of Baalism were child sacrifice and sexual immorality. I feel like her sources are a little bit biased, okay? Animal and human sacrifice was obviously a lot wider accepted in ancient times, and it is not okay to do today for obvious reasons. We have evolved as humans and we now know that that is not okay to do, but it happened, okay? And not just in the name of the demonic. I mean, Baal wasn't even considered demonic at the time. The church took all of the ancient gods from various civilizations and belief systems. They're like, yep, they're demons because they don't align with what we're trying to indoctrinate you with. So, you can tell that this is a biased source because at the bottom it says, will you kill your baby so that you can have payments for a new BMW? So, you know, you could tell that it's a biased source of, which is probably on Christianity.com. So I'm just putting that out there, that people pick and choose the information that fits their narrative. You'll find sources on child sacrifice for many different gods, okay? You'll probably find them for Yahweh as well. Like, I even read that, like, there was a time in Judaism where Baal and Yahweh were synonymous. I'm using that word a lot, aren't I? And you know, then it's kind of like, well, even though, you know, that isn't true, but yeah, you get what I mean, okay? It was like men and women alike would engage in bisexual orgies. Oh, God forbid. God forbid. The ritual of convenience was intended to produce economic prosperity by prompting Baal to bring rain for the fertility of Mother Earth. I mean, I don't find anything wrong with that personally, but, you know, Christianity is a little bit homophobic, aren't they?
They purposely spelled their name wrong on a campaign where they featured...
Yeah, not going into this.
So let me get this straight. They purposely spelled their name wrong on a campaign where they featured sad children holding BDSM teddy bears, and that name just happened to be the name of an ancient god that was known for child sacrifices. Not to mention, this is one of the main designers of Balenciaga, and her Instagram is full of...
Then she goes on to the creators, the design, the set designers and the people that work for Balenciaga using all this satanic imagery. And it's like, yeah, as I said previously, who am I to say that they are not practicing in the occult for their own gain? You can definitely use it for evil. So, but what I do want to say is that people pick up on this edgy satanic imagery a lot, and they really jump to conclusions around it, not just with Balenciaga, but recently I saw it with like the Sam Smith music video for Unholy. Despise that song. And you know, people picking up on it and they're like, oh, like, you know, they jump to the conclusion. It's like, you need to acknowledge that people do this to be edgelords. People do it to be edgy. It's to provoke a reaction, okay? Otherwise, you know, if they make something boring and, you know, there's a lot of traction and they gain a lot from controversy, okay? They gain a lot from winding you fuckers up and you're falling into the trap. So what I'm saying is that Balenciaga, the specific sets that she's talking about here, the specific set designs, this might be one of those situations where people are just doing it to be edgy, to provoke a reaction. And you know what, dark art is very artistic, you know, I think it's very artistic, and I think that you know, I love, as Blair was saying in her videos, you know, she listens to a lot of metal and, you know, they use very dark imagery, and it doesn't have to have a deeper meaning than that. But again, I'll just say, who am I to say that it doesn't?
The owner of Balenciaga also owns Gucci and other top luxurious brands.
I just want to get into that actually, not about the owner, but about the founder. Their second name was Balenciaga, funnily enough. So this is the other thing about the whole thing, people reaching into the whole like, Balenciaga, Baal is the king, and it's like, You do know that is just the second name of the fucking founder. Like, you know, I think that kind of just puts that whole entire point to a complete halt, to be honest. But then she goes into the whole, like, thing about missing children and how it, you know, ties into that. And there was a thing that I saw about Balenciaga putting their product online for an excessively high amount of money, and then the price was dropped later on, and it was very similar to the thing that Wayfair did, which, you know, I can see that there could be truth in that. Okay, so as I was saying at the beginning of the video, there are things that people are saying that I can see myself getting behind. I can see how there could be truth in that. But it's when people reach. It's when people reach into the, you know, they are satanic. That is the reason they are doing this. That is the inherent cause of this whole ordeal. And it's not, okay? Because otherwise we would all fucking be at it. I am saying, if you are going to put all Satanists, occultists, into a box of that, you know, we're all sadistic and we want to rewire your brain into thinking this stuff is okay, then have the same attitude, apply the same energy to other religions, and you will soon find that that is not okay, and that actually becomes a fucking hate crime. But you know, it's not serious when it comes to this belief system and this religion, even though it's fucking older than the Abrahamic ones. You know, because we're not important. We're not important in society. We are the fucking weirdos, the fucking creeps who are the reason for all the evil in the world. So just some food for thought there. I just also want to add that when they say about how, I saw a lot in this Balenciaga stuff that they're trying to portray that child abuse, child is okay, and they're trying to sort of desensitize us to it. That is no, that might be a hidden agenda of the company, but I can promise you that the left-hand path, Satanism, occultism, Luciferianism, there's no hidden agenda to convert anyone. We do not feel obliged to push our beliefs on other people. Me personally, I keep my beliefs outside of the internet in my everyday life pretty secret, unless I feel comfortable enough to share them with another person, because I am going to be judged, okay? So, you know, there's no hidden agenda here. I don't go around converting people. I don't want anyone involved in my shit. I don't. It's very sacred and personal to me, what I do. That might be an agenda of the elite, of these bigger companies, but for this belief system as a whole, it is not. We are not like Christianity, where we feel that God has given us a duty to save everyone. We don't believe we need to be saved. We don't believe anyone needs to be saved, okay? So no, there's not a hidden agenda in Satanism, in the occult, about conversion, about making your beliefs align with ours. We don't give a fuck, okay? Okay, now for the final point I want to make in this video, because I feel like I've talked enough about this. I'm starting to get tired. I said earlier that my absolute pet fucking peeve is like when people, like the comment I got on that video, and it was like, you're so in denial, babe, wake up. I just feel like it's a little bit narcissistic and a little bit entitled and self-righteous to think that everyone who doesn't agree with you is asleep or unascended. And it fucking boils my blood, man. Like, you don't believe in what I believe in. You don't buy into my conspiracy theory, so you are asleep. You are in denial. Go and fuck yourself. Because what I find is that, you know, this woke community, they will be like, open your eyes, open your third eye. You are in a matrix and all of that shite. They'll be like, oh, you're so asleep. But they are the most closed-minded motherfuckers that I have ever cut. They're worse than Christians in my opinion. They are worse than the internet Christian keyboard warriors. They are the worst. I cannot stand them. Honestly, they are a disease right now on TikTok especially. They are a fucking illness. Like, they are a plague. So yeah, I get a lot of that as well, and I actually replied to a comment. I was just like, it's quite funny how, you know, you tell everyone to open your mind, but you're the most closed-minded motherfucker. Like, you will not have anyone tell you any difference of opinion at all. I like to think that I'm pretty good at seeing both sides of an argument. And I think that is really necessary when you are debating something. You need to be able to, you need to have room for opposition. You need to create space for people to disagree with you. You need to be okay with that, okay? But these people, they've got no time for it. They've got no time to hear anyone else out. That's being fucking closed-minded. That's not opening your mind. You are isolating yourself. You are shutting yourself down. You kind of just gotta let people live, you know? You know, you can't be going around telling people that they're asleep. You kind of just got to let them live their life, because it doesn't affect you at the end of the day whether other people are asleep or not, or if other people don't, their beliefs don't align with yours. If you are so fucking confident in your beliefs, you don't need anyone else to validate it for you, you know? You don't need to convert people. Just live, man. This is what we mean by do what thou fucking will, alright? Let people fucking live. Fuck me. I have got to go and work with a demonic king now, because I need to live up to my reputation of being a demonic fucking weirdo. So yeah, I'm gonna go and do some work with Belial now. Not Baal, Belial, another demonic king for you. And, you know, challenge of the day, try and find me the most fucked up reference on Belial that you possibly can. I'll be interested to hear about it, and you know, try and make that fit a narrative that I am morally defective. That is my rant for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Also wanted to add my jumper. It says "Go to Hell" on it, and I think that was very fitting for this video. So I'm gonna leave it there now. I've got shit to do. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.